All right, now I just gotta get up here. My goal in life is not to be the biggest. I don't care about being the biggest. If I become the biggest, that is what it is because I'm just so great. But my goal in life is to become rich as fuck so my kids don't have to grow up the way I grew up. Cause nigga, it was really nice. We weren't eating. It was really nice. We wasn't having no place to sleep. It was really days and shit that I was thinking about, like really just dead in this shit for real. On real nigga shit, like no joking on that. Like I know this video might get flagged for that, but it's real shit. Like it was really days I was thinking of just like things that would be better. Like my life was so bad at a point. The only way to get better is to, you know what I'm saying, just end this shit. And I really wanted to just stack my bread up. So that's my motivation now. I just want to make a better life for my kids. Like I'm not really, I don't got no kids, but it's like I want to make a better life for them. Like me, I don't got no car, and I'm 20 years old. I want my kids to have their first car as soon as they able to get their permit. Like I want my kids to not have to go through the life that I lived when I was younger. I want my kids to be able to just do whatever they want to in their life. Like me, when I was when I was fresh out of high school, I had to get that job. I had to shit, nigga, I was going crazy while I was in high school. Nigga, I was streaming 24/7. Nigga, I was doing everything to get a little piece of change because nigga, I was really broke. Like I was really like down bad. I really didn't have shit. So my motivation wasn't to be like, yeah, I want to be the yeah, I want to be the biggest. My motivation was I wanted to be the richest. Like it's so much money out here and there's so many ways to get to a dollar that niggas is not trying because they scared to. Nigga, I'm never scared to get to no bread, right? I had to do some things when I was growing up to get to this money, and I'm gonna make sure my kids ain't never got to go through that. It's me in my life, like when I was young, my dad left and shit, but then he came back because I know people like, damn, you got the stereotypical black life. Yes, my dad left, nigga, but he pulled back up. Like, I don't want my kids to have to go through what I went through because it was days like I ain't have my dad, and I was like, damn, where my pops at and some shit. Like it was really a male role model I needed that wasn't my uncle or my cousin or something. Like I actually needed a father because it's like when you growing up and you ain't got no hold on when you growing up and you ain't got no dad, like growing up in the area I grew up in, most people didn't have no father, so we was all raised by our mothers and shit, and like our cousins and uncles if you had them, but most people didn't have the authentic father figure in their life. Like they just had somebody who was portraying that role. Like my mom had to play both roles for a minute because my dad wasn't there. And then like when my dad came back and shit, he was on some oh yeah, oh yeah, like you know what I'm saying? But I'm here now on some shit and like I understood what he meant on some at least I wasn't gone forever. But that's bare minimum shit to me. Like that's bare minimum shit to me. And that's something that I always resented in my father because like well, I don't know if I'm using that word wrong, but that's something I always resented in my father. It's some memories I don't have that I wish I did have. I wish I did have that dad to grow up and play catch with. Nigga, I was playing football with my cousins and shit. I wish I did have that dad uh that I could be like, yeah, my dad did this when I was a kid, and I could like ask if he could come to the school and shit. Like my dad was missing field trips, and I know he's probably outside working. He's probably trying to get to a bag just like I am right now. But it's like, nigga, I was alive, so it's like, where were you type shit? Cause my mom had me when she was 21, and my dad was like 23 or 24, and then I ain't see my dad again until he was in his 30s. Like I remember him being there. Like I remember times we was watching like Naruto Shippuden, or we was watching like cartoons and shit. And I remember like seeing him there from time to time. But it's not like he was really there type shit. Like me, I want my dad to be able to sit back and be like, yeah, even though I wasn't there, you still became a great man to your kids and shit. But honestly, yeah, like I want to get rich as fuck, so my kids ain't got to go through the shit I went through. I don't want them to struggle. I don't want them to be like, when we gonna eat. I don't want them to be like, I ain't got no clothes for picture day. I don't want them to be like, the lights just went out in the house, or the lights just went out. Well, we ain't got no running water, or we ain't had like shit. Like like put the we had the power went out, no gas. We ain't pay the gas bill. Uh, well, we couldn't pay the gas bill. We over here lighting matches, turning the stove on, putting that over the stove, running water, and then heating that bitch up on the stove and taking baths with that water. Like I don't ever want my kids to go through shit like that. Like I was growing up in Parkway. I was growing up in O Block, as y'all know it as. I was growing up on 65th and Aberdeen. Like I was growing up on 71st and Eggleston. I was growing up on 71st and East End. I was growing up on the nines. I was growing up on like areas that your kids shouldn't have to grow up on. Areas that people never pray to even go to. Like people fear certain places in this world. People fear going to O Block. Why? Because this shit's so dangerous. Imagine living there. Imagine some of your best friends dying. Imagine seeing one of your homies get hung off a roof because he owed a nigga money. And then when he didn't have the money, you had to see that nigga get dropped. And imagine you can't do shit about it because the nigga got a gun to your head talking about if you move, you dead. Imagine living certain instances in life. Like niggas just niggas just don't niggas just don't have that type of experience in life, so they idolize that shit. Like they see niggas glorify the life that other niggas used to live, or they see people glorify the drug game or the shit like that. Like it was actually times in my life where I had to do things. I ain't gonna say what they is because I ain't gonna lie. I'm not trying to incriminate myself. I learned from them stupid ass mistakes. My music changed because of that. Like I'm not talking about the same shit I was in my music. Matter of fact, I'm a dead this shit. I'm go somewhere. Y'all be smooth. Hey, if you'll do anything in life, get to a bag.